You're listening to
Catholic Sprouts,
the daily podcast for Catholic kids that strives to plant seeds of faith.
Hey there, Sprouts. Today is Monday, September 14th, 2020. It is also the feast day of the Exaltation of the Cross. Now, this week on the Catholic Sprouts podcast, we are going to begin this journey of knowing Jesus. But before we get to all that, we need to deal with this very important word that will guide our quest. And this word is knowing. Knowing. Now, if you speak another language, or if you have learned about another language, you probably know that in other languages, there are more words for things than there are in English. For example, in English, we have the word love, and we use love whether we're talking about loving chocolate or loving our mom. We use that same word, and I hope that you agree with me that we feel differently about chocolate than we do about our mom. But it's the same little word, love. In other languages, there's a variety of words for the word love, and they reflect the levels in which we love things, right? Well, the same is true about this word, know. K-N-O-W, to know something. Now, we can know the facts. For example, I can know all about an airplane. I can know, kind of the basic science behind how a big, heavy metal machine can get way up in the sky and actually stay up there for hours as it travels across the world. Like, I can understand that. But I will only know what it is to fly, to be up there, to experience that when I am on a plane. Now, do you see the difference? One is knowing a list of facts, and one is actually knowing the experience, knowing it intimately. Now, the same is true for a person. We can read someone's resume. Let's say you own a business and someone hands you their resume because they're hoping to get a job. Now, you can read all about them, about what they've done, what they hope to do, what skills they have. But when they actually walk into your office and sit down in front of you and begin speaking, you're going to be able to know them in a totally different, much more complete way. So clearly, there is a difference between knowing facts about Jesus and actually knowing him. And so that is what we are going to be wrestling with during this whole exploration of who Jesus was. We can know all of the facts, the dates, the place, but we always need to be filling this in with prayer. Because Jesus is alive, Jesus is active, Jesus desires to be close to you. So through prayer, through seeking his presence, both in Holy Mass and in private prayer, is the only way that these facts will become a true knowledge of Jesus. Now, we can understand this even further by looking at the feast day that we are celebrating today. Today's feast day, the Exaltation of the Cross, celebrates that actual true cross that Jesus Christ died on. Like we said last week, Jesus Christ was a true person that walked this earth. He lived in a home and he died on a specific piece of wood that really did / still does exist today. There are many incredible stories about the true cross. After Saint Helena, who was the mother of a Roman emperor who was the first to convert to Christianity. So after she and many people in Rome finally converted to Christianity, she headed back to the Holy Land and tried to find the true cross. She found tons of relics, things that Jesus had interacted with and touched and used during his life, but she really wanted to find the true cross. So legend has it that they found 3 crosses, 3 possibilities of crosses. Now, they all were about the same age, probably what Rome was using at that time for executions, but they didn't know which one was the true cross. So St. Helena, an example of true faith in God, she went out and found 3 very ill people, and she had them placed next to each of these 3 possible crosses. Legend tells us that the one sick person who was placed next to the true cross was instantly and miraculously healed, that this was a sign that this was the true cross. Now, again, here is our opportunity to see the difference between knowing and truly knowing. We can know that the true cross existed. We can even maybe hold a bit of that true cross in our hands. We can see it. We can look at the fibers of it. But do you really know what that means? Do you know that on this wood, Jesus Christ himself willingly died for us, and that sacrifice is what frees me from my sins? We can know that it's the true cross, but we can only truly know what that means for us through God, through faith. So, Sprouts, my challenge for you today is to seek the face of Jesus through 2 minutes of private prayer. That's it. 2 minutes of quiet prayer. You can do it in bed before you go to sleep. You can do it right now. Turn the podcast off and remain quiet for 2 minutes. But just tell Jesus that you want to know him, that you want to see his face. And he will draw closer to you, and he will help you know who he is.
That's it for Catholic Sprouts today. We'll be back tomorrow, but until then, continue to grow in your faith and truly sprout into the beautiful creation that God created you to be.
Once again, welcome to Season 3 of the podcast. If the Catholic Sprouts podcast has been powerful for you in any way, we simply ask that you consider sharing this podcast with another family or another teacher that might also enjoy listening. It is our joy to serve as many Catholic children as possible. So thank you for your help in spreading this podcast to others.